Hey, welcome back to Bevel. In this video, we're going to be covering a few more details and tips and tricks for how to use the organizational features in the tool. So first of all, you can minimize and re-expand your view of your rooms just by clicking on this arrow icon in the top right of any room subpanel. So I click it and it'll minimize the room. If I click it again, it'll re-expand it back out. And you can do this with any assortment of rooms in combination, so that you can keep your view decluttered and less overwhelming and just focus on whatever you need at the moment. When we're looking at the lists of items within a room, we can sort them in a couple different ways. So we can either sort them alphabetically by clicking on the name button, or by price by clicking on the price button. By default, it'll start alphabetically from A to Z, and if I just click the name button again, it'll swap that ordering and do Z to A. And it's the same way for price. First time I click it, it's lowest to highest. If I click it again, it swaps to highest to lowest. I can actually search for items amongst all of my rooms by going to the search bar up here near the top of the page. So let me search to see if I have any TVs anywhere. And click search. And it'll show me all of the rooms where it finds a matching item, and then a list of those relevant items for each room. I can go back to the main list just by clicking on this back arrow here. Now, just for fun, we have the ability to assign emojis to your particular items. So if you want to do that, you can go over to this box icon here just to the left of the item name, and you can add pretty much any emoji you want. So let's say I particularly loved this area rug. I can add this little smiley emoji, and it'll show up here. So you can use this in whatever way you want. You could maybe come up with some way to organize or keep track of item types by emoji, or you could just use it for fun. It's totally up to you. Finally, let's look a little bit more at using the rooms feature. So we originally designed this rooms feature to correspond to actual physical rooms in your house, but they're really just subsections of the list, and so you can use this in whatever way you want. For example, maybe you had a bunch of art supplies scattered throughout the house, not necessarily in one location, and it's really difficult to keep track of them all if you're adding them to their respective rooms. So instead, what you could do is just create a new room called Art Supplies. And you can use this room to keep track of all of your art supplies and make sure you're not forgetting any of them. Let's say I already added some of my art supplies to another room. So for example, I have an art easel over here in my living room. I can move items between rooms just by opening up the editing subpanel and clicking the move button here. I'll just select which room I want to move it to and click the yellow move item button. And that will move it over from the living room to my art supplies room. So those are a few more details on how to organize your list and make everything easy to work with. As always, if you have any further questions, any comments or feedback or requests, we'd really love to hear that from you. So you can either join the WhatsApp group, which you can find the link to join at the top of the page, or you can always email us at info@bevelmade.com, and the email address is down at the bottom of the page here. Thanks very much.